Lewis and Clark had been warned. Native tribes told them stories of monstrous bears, creatures so strong and fearless they could take multiple bullets and still keep charging. But the explorers thought it was just exaggeration, frontier folklore, until they met one. And suddenly, the legends didn't seem so funny anymore. This is the true story of how the Corps of Discovery came face to face with one of the West's most dangerous predators and barely survived. In 1804, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark began their famous expedition across the uncharted American West. Along the way, they encountered many Native American tribes, some friendly, others cautious. Among the many warnings they received, one stood out: beware the great white bear. The tribes described an enormous, fast, and nearly unstoppable animal, more aggressive than any they'd seen. But to the Corps of Discovery, it sounded like a tall tale. The brown bears they knew on the East Coast were big, but not unstoppable. Surely the stories were exaggerated. Then came the encounter. In present-day Montana, in the spring of 1805, a group of men from the expedition spotted a large grizzly in the distance. Confident, they opened fire. The first shot hit, then another, and another. The bear didn't stop. It kept coming. According to Clark's journal, they fired 10 bullets into the animal, and it still charged them. One of the men ran toward the river and jumped in, barely escaping as the bear chased him to the edge. Only after multiple direct hits did the animal finally collapse, and even then, it took time to die. The Corps of Discovery was stunned. This wasn't the kind of bear they knew. Grizzlies, as they would come to call them, were massive, powerful, and nearly fearless. After that encounter, the expedition changed tactics. They began approaching bear territory more cautiously. They hunted in larger groups, and they kept weapons loaded and ready at all times. They documented multiple grizzly encounters throughout their journals, each time with a mix of awe and fear. The expedition's attitude shifted. The West wasn't just beautiful and vast, it was dangerous in ways they hadn't imagined. This story matters for more than just the action. It shows how easy it is to dismiss warnings when they don't fit your worldview. Native knowledge, often ignored or downplayed, turned out to be life-saving. Lewis and Clark were lucky to survive that encounter, and if they hadn't learned from it, they might not have survived the rest of the journey. In their journals, you can almost feel the shift: respect for the land, respect for its people, and respect for a creature that nearly ended the expedition before it truly began. One bear, 10 bullets, one terrifying lesson. Subscribe to the 60-Second Brain for more true stories that sound like fiction but aren't.